Internet, my name is Hazel from Hazelnuttygames. It is actually Saturday, so we're going to do a vlog. So this week, YouTube Gaming has launched, and nobody's really clear on we know what it's about. I feel like I understand what it's trying to do, but looking through it, it's a little bit odd. So YouTube Gaming is a new website, basically, that YouTube has launched. The URL is gaming.youtube.com, so you can go there and browse around and check it out for yourself. And what it's trying to be is essentially a Twitch competitor. They have overhauled their live streaming process, and then this gaming.youtube.com website not only collects all those live streams for you to browse through, much like Twitch does, but it also contains regular gaming YouTube videos like you would see just on normal YouTube. So you'll see a lot of crossover between regular YouTube and the YouTube gaming. A video that is on one may become on the other. Nobody really knows what makes a video go onto the gaming YouTube in addition to the regular YouTube. And then of course all of the live streams that are happening with YouTube's new live streaming system will be there. So I played around with the interface a bit. As a viewer, I think I like it. I like the way you can follow games and have the games that you follow in a sidebar, because I basically watch just World of Warcraft streams and occasionally Dark Souls streams. So I can just follow those relevant games and then browse through them to see what the live content is, and if there's nobody live, it'll actually show me VODs from various YouTubers that are relevant to those games. So that I kind of like. The actual stream watching process is really nice. The quality is very, very smooth, and they allow you to stream in pretty much like in Twitch right now. If you are not a Twitch partner, and you try and stream with like a big bit rate and really high quality, if I tried to right now stream a 1080p 60 frames per second stream on Twitch, which I have the hardware to do, it would not be so good, because people would only be able to view my stream in source quality. So anybody that doesn't have the internet capacity to be able to see that, which is more people than you might think, they would just get endless buffering, the stream wouldn't look very good for them, and most people wouldn't be able to view my stream. Whereas on YouTube, I can do the exact same thing, and people that have the internet to see the stream in high quality will see it, and people that don't, you can actually turn it down to 720, you can turn it down to 480, you can adjust the quality settings on your end, which is something Twitch just reserves for Twitch partners. So that's kind of neat. And it means that for me, on YouTube, I can stream in actual 1080p, and it looks a lot better than the stream I'm able to put out on Twitch. So that's a plus. YouTube is running on HTML5, whereas Twitch is still using Flash, I believe, which just means it's running, for you as a viewer, all it means is it's running a little bit smoother. Chat was fine, and then as far as donations, YouTube actually has integrated their own donation system, whereas on Twitch you kind of go through this whole sketchy PayPal route, which isn't sketchy from a payment standpoint, but there are a number of risks to the actual broadcasters. So I like it on the surface. The problem, though, is there isn't a whole lot of adoption. Pretty much anybody who is a Twitch partner right now, which is not me, but basically anybody who is famous on Twitch, most likely has exclusivity in their partner contract, meaning they can't just up and try out YouTube streaming, even if it is better for them, which as a partner, it isn't really. They already have an established audience on one platform. There isn't really a big incentive for them to move. Even if they wanted to, a lot of them legally can't, so you're not seeing too many actual streamers on YouTube Gaming, which is a bit of a shame. So what I had been doing, I tried a couple of streams on there, and I had a lot of fun with it, but it's not feasible for me to split my time between YouTube and Twitch. And right now, Twitch still offers me more features that YouTube doesn't have. For example, I have my Hazelnutty bot that helps moderate my chat when I am streaming on Twitch. It has a nuts reward program to help me reward viewers who hang out with me and stream a whole lot. And I already have a community there that will come and hang out with me that may not know how to find me on YouTube. So I'm going to continue streaming on Twitch for the time being. I am keeping the YouTube solution in mind. I don't think I'm going to switch to it right now, which is a bit of a shame because I really like it, but I just don't think that the viewership and the adoption is there. So, that's YouTube Gaming. Next on the list of news is Patch Day is almost certainly this upcoming Tuesday. So only a couple of days left before Patch Day. There's a lot of exciting things going on. I am most excited about flying, I guess, because that'll let me go all around Draenor. It will let me do my pet battle dailies. I'm going to try out some archaeology. I might try out some archaeology. The Patch Day may roll around and I may just have no interest in it. But, you know, the option is going to be there and for us to use all of our beautiful flying mounts in Draenor, finally. They're also adding time-warped rewards. So you may be familiar with the time-walking dungeon events that have happened on weekends since patch 6.2. You'll have a Burning Crusade weekend, you'll have a Wrath of the Lich King weekend, and once in a while you have those, and you can go do those old dungeons at max level, get scaled down, get new rewards that have been scaled back up, and basically just do different dungeons that have already existed. So they're actually adding more rewards to that. Doing those dungeons after Tuesday during the event, of course, and I think there's one coming up pretty quick. I think it's not this weekend, which is Skirmish Weekend, but the following one is the Time Walking Dungeon event. Don't quote me on that. I think so. So basically, you do these dungeons, and are able to collect a currency called Time Warped Badges, which you can use for a bunch of stuff, but the only ones that I noticed on the list were mounts. They're adding new mounts that you can get from doing Time Walking Dungeons, so that's neat that there's a new activity that they're incentivizing with something cool that people might actually want. So there will be new stuff to do in 6.2.2, and then of course there are balance changes to racials as well as classes. Feral Druids are being toned down a little bit in PvP only, and I think they're being buffed in PvE, which is great, because I know that there are things that I can do as a healer in Arena to not get murdered by a Feral Druid, and I do my best, but it's nice to know it's going to be just a little bit easier. And then, of course, the racial buffs that we've talked about. It's a little sad, they have nerfed some of those racial buffs before they even hit live. My War Stomp, my 3-second stun, my 3-second AoE stun on a 1.5 minute cooldown is not going to make it to live. They've already toned it back. They've kept the 1.5 minute cooldown, but they've toned it back down to its original 2-second duration, which I can't be too mad about because 3 seconds kind of sounded a little bit silly. So that's what's going on. I'm also, like I said, I'm leveling a Tauren. I'm still going to keep leveling her even though the buff has been nerfed. It is still an overall buff, and if people decide to switch to Horde for whatever reason, it'll be nice to have a healer over there that I can actually play with them as. And Tauren, as a race, it's kind of grown on me. I didn't think I'd like it, but you know, she's got a face full of wisdom. I'm really excited about getting her. I don't remember what tier it is, but the Druid transmog that drops in the Battle for Mount Hyjal, it's like a dark red, it's got like bones. This is describing like everything, but I really want to get that transmog set for my Tauren Druid once she's all leveled up. And I really like her animations. I'm very impressed with how non-goofy her animations are compared to some of the races in the game, so that's going good. And let's take a look at questions. Who asked this? Hang on just a second. I took down the question, I forgot to grab the name. Okay. R. Newman asks, hey Hazel, what are your thoughts on the new buffs to Shadow Priests? Looks like they are mostly spells used by Clarity of Power, and the nerfs to S-Priest PvP suggest we've been held back in raiding to keep the PvP balance in check. So as far as being held back in the name of PvP, can't talk about that. Don't know anything about that. Won't make any accusations one way or the other, but it's good that they're separating the two now. So before I talk about my opinion of these buffs, let's look at what the buffs actually are. So on the PvE side of things, Devouring Plague is going to deal 10% more damage. Mind Blast is going to deal 10% more damage. Mind Flay is going to deal 20% more damage. I have to assume that's going to apply to Insanity, but I don't know that for sure. And then Mind Spike is going to deal 10% more damage. So it's true that Clarity Power is going to benefit a little bit more from this because they make significant use out of Mind Spike and out of Mind Blast. If the Mind Flay buff does not apply to Insanity, then I can't see it pushing Clarity of Power ahead of Auspicious Spirits, especially because the reason Auspicious Spirits is so strong right now isn't necessarily because of Auspicious Spirits, it's because of the multi-target nature of all the fights in Hellfire Citadel. Aside from Fellord Zakoon and to some extent Cormorok, almost all of these fights have copious amounts of adds, or at the very least sustained other targets so that you can get many procs of your Auspicious Spirits. So I don't see this putting Clarity Power ahead of Auspicious Spirits, especially because a lot of these buffs, they don't just apply to Clarity of Power. Like Devouring Plague, getting buffed by 10% is huge because, for example, on Zul'Harak, you have dots on everything. You are getting Shadow Orbs like it's your birthday, and you are just dumping Devouring Plagues all over the place, and having those deal 10% more damage is going to be huge. Mind Blast is also a spell used by Auspicious Spirits, not to the same extent that you'll see it in Clarity of Power, because of course they get a reduced cooldown, but you're still going to get extra damage out of that. And then the Mind Spike buff is just for Clarity of Power, unless we're talking about Void Entropy, which nobody ever does. So the thing that I'm really curious to see how it pans out, and if I was really curious, I would just hop on the PTR and figure it out, but I apparently don't care that much. I'll find out on Tuesday. If Mind Flay deals 20% more damage, but Insanity does not, that is going to be a significant buff effectively to Mindbender and to whatever the hell the Mind Spike thing is called, Surge of Darkness. Because right now, Insanity is the correct talent choice for Shadow Priest on almost every fight in Hellfire Citadel. Unless you are severely GCD locked, you're going to be wanting to use Insanity over Surge of Darkness or Mindbender. I like Mindbender a lot for fights in which you are GCD locked, such as Zul'Harak. But so if Mind Flay is going to deal 20% more, but Insanity won't, then that seems like a buff to Surge of Darkness for me, because your Insanity won't be as good compared to Mind Flay anymore, so you may as well get a bunch of free Mind Spike procs, which will then of course get that Mind Spike 10% buff into your Auspicious Spirits gameplay, while still having a filler that deals a good amount of damage. So so we'll see how it pans out. In any case, any way you shake it, it is a big buff to me and all other raiding Shadow Priests, so hopefully we can kick the crap out of the Hunters now and then. Not on every fight, just on a couple. We're already really good on Manaroth. We're trying to edge them out on Zul'Harrak in my raid right now, and we're doing our best. So that has been my week. If you have any questions you would like answered on an almost/actually Saturday vlog, just leave them as a comment on the most recent vlog. If you want to chat with me in real time, you will find me around on Twitch, and I might occasionally do a couple of unscheduled YouTube gaming streams. There's no real reason for me not to, as long as I have the time, but they will not be displacing any of my regularly scheduled Twitch streams, which of course are raid nights Wednesday, Thursday nights, and then I do afternoons on Friday, generally late evenings on Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesdays are evening streams. Like, we go pretty late on those. So that's what's going on. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!